If you ever wanted to make a cake for yourself or a loved one, then this video is for you. I'm going to be showing you how to make a classic vanilla cake. We want cake that is soft, that is moist, that's enjoyable, with maybe a scoop of ice cream on the side or some drizzle of caramel. Today, I'm just showing you the basic vanilla cake that you can make for your loved one. Let's get into this. When it comes to making cake, measuring is very important, and for this cake we would need to measure out 630 grams of flour, of self-rising flour, not plain flour, self-rising, especially because we want the cake to be fluffy and light. The next thing we're going to do here is to sieve the flour. This is good for aeration and uniformity. You want to get air into the flour. This is going to help us initially with the combining, and then we need the whisk afterwards for the cake. In here, we're going to put our margarine, our sugar, and a bit of oil. So these are the things going into this one. We have to weigh all our ingredients again and then put it in our bowl. And I'm going to be using margarine. But if you didn't have a scale, you wanted to guess, I would guess like 340 somewhere here, right? And then I'll just cut that down into cubes and put them in. But we're still going to measure anyway, so it doesn't matter for us. Want your margarine not to be hard. You see, if I press that in, it breaks off, right? So you want your margarine to be soft and pliable, because then when you're mixing, it's much easier for the batter to come together, right? Some oil. So we're going to just put that in. Next thing here is going to be our sugar, oil, and margarine. When properly mixed together, makes up a light, fluffy, and pale consistency. This should double in size to about 1.5 to 2 times the size of the ingredients put in. For 5 minutes. We want everything to incorporate together so that we have a nice base for our batter. Cover this because you're mixing on high speed and it will tend to be splashy, so you want to cover that. Next, we need to use some milk. So that's 400 grams. Yep, that's it. Oh, yeah, that's how many grams less? That's 400. Beautiful. Vanilla. It's really thick, can you see? I'm going to set the milk aside. I don't have a cake where people are eating into eggshells. We don't want that, right? So that's one. Good for us. That didn't go in. About 400 or 400 and something. This is why it's very important to have a scale, because sometimes 7 eggs then makes up for the 420, and then we don't need 8. It's very important to stop from time to time to scrape the butter and sugar, actually margarine, sugar and oil down, so that every part gets mixed properly. I'm going to pop that on back. Can you see that? The thing I'm going to do now is to incorporate my eggs into this. Here, so I'm going to do. It's important to put your eggs 1 to 2 at a time, so as not to disrupt the consistency of the base we have. To maintain emulsion stability, we were going to put the eggs in bit by bit. Eggs are mainly made of water and protein, so we have to bear that in mind. After you put your salt in your flour, it's very important to mix that together. Let's start with our flour. I'm going to put a bit of flour into this to incorporate milk, and we go on. You want to mix the flour being put in. I'm going to put a bit more flour. Yeah? I'm going to bring it out. Do not over mix it. Fold it in. And we're done. The measurements I've given so far are to make 2 pans of cake. I'm going to line each pan with parchment paper to make sure that the cake comes out clean. I proceed to dividing the batter into my 2 cake pans. Alternatively, if you do not have this spray, you could also use butter or margarine to grease your pan and then stick on your parchment paper on it. Do the edges and clip it like you see me do, and then pour your butter into your pan. Nothing makes me happier than baking fresh cake. I just like the way my house smells as the cake bakes. Once it starts to get ready, you would start smelling vanilla in all of the house. And the good thing about a well-baked cake is when you put a skewer in the middle, it's going to come out clean. Some interesting things to know before baking your first cake. Heat the pan at the bottom so that all the air bubbles can go out before you put it into the oven. Another nice to know as well is if you're to open the oven before the cake is fully cooked, always close the door very slowly. You do not want to have a lot of air going into the oven, because if you do that, you're going to end up with a sunken cake. One more thing I would add to this is when your cake is warm, not very hot, let's say it's sat on the counter for about 5 to 10 minutes, I would advise that you take it out of the pan and wrap it in cling film. This helps to trap the moisture, and then you always end up with soft cake even after a day or 2. If you were to ice this cake, you would leave it this way and put it in the freezer, especially in warmer months when you want to have like different stalks. You would use buttercream between the layers to then help the stalks to sit properly. This is my easy vanilla cake. I have made this so many times now, and it just keeps getting better every single time. I hope you try out this recipe. Should you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below. Like, share, comment. Tell me your thoughts about the recipe. Until next time, stay blessed and see you in my next video. Take care. Bye-bye.